It's like 6 o'clock in the afternoon. Good evening, good evening. I gotta clean this camera off. Whew, man, it's a hot day. Hope everyone's doing well. Just tuning in here. I had a couple minutes here before a customer comes, kind of in between details and then customers picking up. So I wanted to make sure I got on here and that just ignore the mess behind me. This is kind of the junk wall where everything gets like set aside and out of the way, like paint and random stuff I don't use. But yeah, hope everyone's doing well. Just wanted to jump on here quick. And I think today we're reading, I think 15 and 16. Let me check here real quick. I think 15 and 16. Proverbs 15 and 16. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's 15 and 16. If not, I will go back and do what we missed tomorrow. But yeah, Proverbs 15 and 16 today. I think the audio, I think everything's good. I don't have any prayer requests as of right now. If you have any prayer requests, comment below, and we'll make sure we have them prayer requests covered tomorrow. Tomorrow, I'm not too sure what time I'll jump in on tomorrow. Hey, Oren, hope all is well. Hey, young one. Today I didn't feel too young. We got this patch of gray. Whole beard's gray. I used to try to dye my beard, but my hair's almost too coarse, and I just end up dyeing the sink, and then it gets all over the shower, and then the wife's yelling at me for getting everything black. It just doesn't work anymore. So yeah, let's get right into it today. Proverbs 15 and 16. We'll just open up with a quick word of prayer. I'm trying to think if I have any prayer requests. I don't know. I don't think I really have anything in specific today. So let's open up with a quick word of prayer. Lord, thank you for this Friday. Thank you for a good week for business, a good week talking to clients and customers, a good healthy week that no one in our family was sick this week. Pray for anyone that did have a week that wasn't quite as good. I pray for anyone that is sick or has family members that might be ill or struggling with some kind of sickness or illness or just anything. Just pray that you would comfort them during this time, Lord. Just pray, as always, continue to ask you for wisdom, continue to ask you for knowledge, continue to ask for your help as we read your word, Lord. We know we must read this every day. I have to read this every day. You keep me out of the anxiety, the addictions, constantly digging into your word. Thank you for helping me every day. Thank you for showing me your word every day, and thank you for bringing people into my life through this live stream and through other interactions with people. Just thank you for that. Please help us today understand your word. In your name we pray. Amen. All right. I think everything's working. Should be good. I got to shave. I usually shave just because I don't like to see all the gray hair. All right. Let's get started. I kind of have the camera in a weird spot because I have to have it on the charger. All right. Proverbs 15. A gentle answer deflects anger, but harsh words makes tempers flare. The tongue of the wise makes knowledge appealing, but the mouth of a fool belches out foolishness. The Lord is watching everywhere, keeping his eye on both the evil and the good. Gentle words are a tree of life. A deceitful tongue crushes the spirit. Only a fool despises parents' discipline. Whoever learns from correction is wise. There is a treasure in the house of the godly, but the earnings of the wicked bring trouble. The lips of the wise give good advice. The heart of a fool has none to give. The Lord detests the sacrifice of the wicked. The Lord detests the sacrifice of the wicked, but he delights in the prayers of the upright. Verse 9, the Lord detests the way of the wicked, but he loves those who pursue godliness. Whoever abandons the right path will be severely disciplined. Whoever hates correction will die. Even death and destruction hold no secrets from the Lord. How much more does he know than the human heart? Mockers hate to be corrected, so they stay away from the wise. A glad heart makes a happy face. A broken heart crushes the spirit. A wise person is hungry for knowledge, while a fool feeds on trash. Whew! Why a fool feeds on trash? Oh, man. Verse 15. For the despondent, every day brings trouble. Despondent. I don't even know what that means. For the despondent, every day brings trouble. For the happy heart, life is a continual feast. Better to have a little with fear of the Lord than to have a great treasure and inner turmoil. A bowl of vegetables with someone you love is better than a steak with someone you hate. Oh man, I never read that one before. Verse 18, a hot-tempered person starts fights. A cool-tempered person stops them. Verse 19, a lazy person's way is blocked with briars, but the path of the upright is an open highway. Sensible children bring joy to their father. Foolish children despise their mother. Foolishness brings joy to those with no sense. A sensible person stays on the right path. Plans go wrong for lack of advice. Many advisors bring success. That's good. I like that one. 23. Everyone enjoys a fitting reply. Everyone enjoys a fitting reply. It is wonderful to say the right thing at the right time. Verse 24. The path of life leads upward for the wise. They leave the grave behind. The path of life leads upward for the wise. They leave the grave behind. The Lord tears down the house of the proud, but he protects the property of the widows. The Lord detests evil plans, but he delights in pure words. Greed brings grief to the whole family, but those who hate bribes will live. The heart of the godly thinks carefully before speaking. The mouth of the wicked overflows with evil words. Verse 29. The Lord is far from the wicked, but he hears the prayers of the righteous. A cheerful look brings joy to the heart. Good news makes for good health. A cheerful look brings joy to the heart. Good news makes for good health. If you listen to constructive criticism, you will be at home among the wise. If you reject discipline, you only harm yourself. But if you listen to correction, you grow in understanding. Fear of the Lord teaches wisdom. Humility precedes honor. All right, let's see if we have any comments. I don't think. All right, chapter 16, Proverbs chapter 16. I don't think it's too far off like the ESV or NIV, but there could be some stuff that's off. It's not quite the Message. This book isn't quite the Message version, but it's made pretty simple. All right, chapter 16. We can make our own plans, but the Lord gives the right answer. People may be pure in their own eyes, but the Lord examines their motives. Wow. Commit your actions to the Lord, and your plans will succeed. The Lord has made everything for his own purposes, even the wicked for a day of disaster. The Lord detests the proud, they will surely be punished. Unfailing love and faithfulness make atonement for sin. By fearing the Lord, people avoid evil. When people's lives please the Lord, even their enemies are at peace with them. Better to have little with godliness than to be rich and dishonest. Verse 9. We can make our own plans, but the Lord determines our steps. The king speaks with divine wisdom. He must never judge unfairly. The Lord demands accurate scales and balances. He sets the standards for fairness. A king detests wrongdoing, for his rule is built on justice. The king is pleased with the words from righteous lips. He loves those who speak honestly. Here we got some more king stuff. Verse 14, the anger of the king is a deadly threat. The wise will try to appease it. When the king smiles, there is life. His favor refreshes like a spring rain. How much better to get wisdom than gold, and good judgment than silver? The path of the virtuous leads away from evil. Whoever follows that path is safe. Verse 18. Pride goes before destruction, and haughtiness before the fall. Better to live humbly with the poor than to share plunder with the proud. Those who listen to instruction will prosper. Those who trust the Lord will be joyful. The wise are known for their understanding, and the pleasant words are persuasive. Discretion is a life-giving fountain to those who possess it, but discipline is wasted on fools. From a wise mind comes wise speech, and the words of the wise are persuasive. Verse 24, kind words are like honey, sweet to the soul and healthy for the body. There is a path before each person that seems right, but it ends in death. It is good for workers to have an appetite. An empty stomach drives them on. That's good. I'm going to need to get that sign here. Well, I don't have any employees right now, but scoundrels create trouble. Their words are a destructive blaze. Verse 28. A troublemaker plants seed of strife. Gossip separates the best of friends. Violent people mislead their companions, leading them down a harmful path. With narrowed eyes, people plot evil. With a smirk, they plan their mischief. Oh no, gray hair. Just seeing the word gray hair here. We're just talking about. Gray hair is a crown of glory. It is gained by living a godly life. Better to be patient than powerful. Better to have self-control than conquer a city. We may throw the dice, but the Lord determines how they will fall. We may throw the dice, but the Lord determines how they will fall. That's funny. That's funny about the gray hair thing there. Yeah, wouldn't say I definitely didn't live a godly life my whole life, that's for sure. Maybe that's why I didn't have as many gray hairs. I blame it on my kids, but maybe I don't know. But I read the thing that was standing out to me here was the kings, the mention about kings and stuff, and I'm not saying I don't relate to myself as a king. It's just when I see some of this king stuff, I look as far as leadership, trying to be a good employer, trying to be a good leader for my business. That's one thing I kind of failed at over time. I'm not necessarily the greatest leader when it comes to having employees. And if someone needs to be let go, I don't let them go. I just kind of, I never fired anyone. Like for certain employees that I might have had that should have been let go or this or that, like it affects everyone. If you have a couple bad employees and you don't fire them because they need to go, it affects the whole staff. And I'm just not a good business owner, and I don't plan to hire anyone until, well, I don't know if I ever will, but until the time comes that God shows me, hey, you're able to handle this leadership position. But I look at a king as like a leader, and I was reading Deuteronomy today. It was Deuteronomy chapter 17. That's where I'm at right now, and it kind of hit me, which it makes sense. In chapter 17 of Deuteronomy, I'll just read it here quick. And I'll just start here. I don't know if this is exactly where to start, but verse 16. The king must not build up a large stable of horses for himself or send. Oh, here. Maybe I should just read the whole thing. Maybe I'll just read the whole thing. Verses 14 through 20. You are about to enter the land the Lord your God has given you. When you take it over and settle there, you may think, we should select a king to rule over us, like the other nations around us. If this happens, be sure to select a king, be sure to select it as king, the man the Lord your God chooses. You must appoint a fellow Israelite. He may not be a foreigner. The king must not build up a large stable of horses for himself or send his people to Egypt to buy horses, for the Lord has told you. You must never return to Egypt. The king must not take many wives for himself, because they will turn his heart away from the Lord. And he must not accumulate large amounts of wealth and silver and gold for himself. When he sits on the throne as king, he must copy for himself this body of instruction on a scroll in the presence of the Levitical priests. So he's got a scroll, a copy. He must copy for himself this body of instruction on a scroll in the presence of the Levitical priests. He must always keep that copy with him and read it daily as long as he lives. That way he will learn to fear the Lord his God by obeying all the terms of these instructions and decrees. This is the part that stood out, verse 20, as far as reading the word. And I know I could be taken a little out of context, but I'm pretty sure this would be correct even present day, and I could take it. It makes sense even today. Verse 20. This regular reading will prevent him from becoming proud and acting as if he is above the fellow citizens. It will also prevent him from turning away from these commands in the smallest way, and it will ensure that he and his descendants will reign for many generations in Israel. So I guess the only thing that really stood out majorly there is verse 20. Regular reading of the word prevents me from becoming proud. I have to continue, even if God does provide more blessings, and with employees and stuff, I got to continue to read his word. I got to continue to stay in this word. I got to continue to have fellowship with you guys and other like-minded, other believers. I got to continue to be in that, because I could so easily go back to my old ways. Verse 20 here, it's regular reading will prevent him from becoming proud and acting as if he is above his fellow citizens. If I didn't read this every day, I know I still have that side to me that I could go back to as far as my selfish pride, and trying to just do everything for myself. I know that still lingers. It still lingers in the background, and this is what keeps me in line. This is what keeps me focused on God's will. And do I stumble every day? Yes, I still stumble every day, but I got to continue to go back to this, because that's probably the biggest thing I struggle with is pride. But anyway, guys, I don't know if you guys have any questions. If you guys have any prayer requests, here we got Oren. I don't know why these comments don't pop up when you type them. There, it just went away. I got to bring it back up. Despondent is low spirits from loss of hope or courage. Okay, I didn't know what that meant. That's good. Thanks for explaining that. And there you go. Earned our gray hair. Yep, no doubt. I'll have to use that. I'll have to get that. I'll have to get a shirt or something that has that, because I keep getting more and more gray hair. I'm guessing you have some gray hair as well, Warren. But anyway, I probably should get going. I don't know when this customer, what time is it? Let me see what time it is. Yeah, he should be here soon. But tune back in tomorrow. I don't know what time I'm going to get in. I'll probably be anywhere from morning time to lunchtime. I'll probably jump on while I'm here at work. But yeah, if you have any prayer requests, comment below, and we'll make sure to get them tomorrow. Hope you guys have a good evening. Oren, have a good evening. Thanks for tuning in. See, there's a couple people on here. I appreciate you guys and girls, for tuning in. Makes all the difference. Your comments, your views makes all the difference. But even still, I know I'm doing this. I'm not just doing it for everyone for the views, but I'm doing it for myself to stay disciplined with sharing the word when I don't see anyone. There's days like today where I might not see one single person. Yeah, no one might come in the shop, and I don't have anyone here to work with, so I got to continue to jump on here, and I like interacting with you guys. So make sure you comment below. Let me know what's going on. What are you doing this weekend? Man, I'm getting hot. So I think I'm gonna go get something to eat before this customer comes, and then get home before it's too late. I will catch you guys tomorrow. Have a good night. See you guys. See you, Oren.